Good morning, students. Today we are starting lecture number 2. The topic is force due to multiple point charges. This is lecture number 2 presented by S.S. Rawat, PGT Physics of Kendra Vidyalaya number 1, Roorkee. Now we have already gone through the Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is applicable for 2-point charges. Now there are so many charges lying in a surface. Let Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, and we are finding the net force on Q1. So Q1 charge will experience 4 forces due to Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. Now Q2 repel Q1 in this direction. This is F12. Similarly, Q3 is attracting Q1 charge. Then Q4 repels the Q1 because both having positive charge. Q5 attracting Q1 charge, and that force is F15. Now what will be the resultant force at Q1? That should be the vector sum of forces due to all other charges. So we have to vector sum of all these forces. This is force due to multiple point charges, and that should be like this. We have to draw the polygon, and the closing side of polygon, the vector taken in reverse order will be the resultant. This resultant is F1. So this is the resultant force. Now F1 is equal to vector sum of all individual forces, right? Now we are solving few questions on this force due to multiple point charges. Consider 2 point charges 10 microcoulomb located at a distance 0.1 centimeter on x-axis and y-axis from origin. ठीक है, तो there are 2 point charges plus 10 and the distance from O to A and O to B is 0.1 centimeter. Now find the resultant force on 5 microcoulomb charge placed at origin. So this is origin O. Now all charges are positive charges, so repulsive force will be there. There will be 2 repulsive forces. One is F1 and another is F2, right? Our observation point is O, right? So the direction of vector we should we should put our tip of the pen at the observation point, and then the tip of the pen will experience the repulsive force. Now we have to vector sum of F1 and F2 and find the resultant force. Now F1 and F2 are equal to each other. Reason is that pair of charges are equal and the distances are also equal. So magnitude of F1 and F2 will be equal, and that will be K Q1 Q2 by R square. Now K means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 9 into 10 to the power 9. First charge is 10 microcoulomb, 10 into 10 to the power minus 6. Second charge 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by square of distance. So that distance is 0.1 centimeter. We should convert it into meter. So we can get the value in SI system. After calculation, this value becomes 4.5 into 10 to the power 5 Newton. Now these are 2 forces, F1 and F2. Both are perpendicular to each other. So the resultant force, magnitude of resultant force will be F equal to root F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So it becomes equal to F1 root 2. We have to substitute the value of F1 and find the magnitude of force. Now what will be the direction of resultant force? That will be 45 degree, since the magnitude of F1 and F2 are equal to each other. Now this is second question. This question taken from the NCERT textbook, and this is question number 1.6 from exercise 4 point charges 2 microcoulomb minus 5 microcoulomb plus 2 microcoulomb and minus 5 microcoulomb are located at corners of ABCD of side 10 centimeter. The sides are 10 centimeter. What is the force on charge 1 microcoulomb placed at center of the square? This is center of the square. Now this side is 10, this side is 10. So the diagonal of this square will becomes root 200. 200 means root 200 means 10 root 2. So we have to take the half of it, means 5 root 2, right? Any problem? No. Okay. Now at A there is positive charge, right? This positive charge will repel the point charge, positive charge placed at O point. So we should keep the tip of the pen at the observation point, and the charge, positive charge placed at Q will repel. So the direction of force FOA, force on O due to A, will be along from A to C. Force due to B charge, B is negative charge, so it will attract the positive charge which is placed at point O. So the direction of force FOB will be from D to B. And similarly at point C there is positive charge plus 2 microcoulomb. This positive charge will repel the positive charge placed at point O. So the direction of force will be in this direction, O to A, FOC. At point D there, at this point, this is the charge minus negative charge. The negative charge will attract this charge. This is positive charge. So the direction of force FOD will be from O to D. Now see, FOA and FOC will be equal to each other. Since the pair of charge here 2 microcoulomb and at this point 1 microcoulomb. Now at point C 2 microcoulomb and at point O 1 microcoulomb. So pair of charges are same, distance is same. So FOA is equal to FOC in magnitude. So these forces will cancel out to each other. Similarly at point B and at point D similar charges are there, minus 5 microcoulomb, and at this point 1 microcoulomb. So the force between B and O will be equal to force between D and O. So these forces will also cancel out each other. So net force will become 0. Now how will calculate it? Magnitude of FOA equal to FOC K Q1 Q2 by R square. Now we have to substitute the value K 9 into 10 to the power 9, Q1 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, Q2 1 microcoulomb divided by R square. R square is half of diagonal in meter square. This is 3.6. Similarly, FOC and FOB and FOD will be equal K Q1 Q2 by R square. Substitute the value 9 into 10 to the power 9. First charge is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. Second charge is 1 into 10 to the power minus 6. Then this distance square, after calculation it becomes 9 Newton. Since these forces are equal to each other and their direction are opposite to each other, so they cancel the effect of each other. So net force at point O will becomes 0, right? So we have to solve these questions after drawing the vectors, right? Now next topic is continuous charge distribution. When the observation point is far away from the charge, then charge should be considered as point charge, right? But if the charge is very near to the observation point, so the dimension of the charge body should be taken into consideration. That is called continuous charge distribution. A system of closely spaced charges is called to form continuous charge distribution. Means if there are so many point charges placed very near to each other, so that will be the continuous charge distribution, right? Now the object of this universe may be divided into three parts. one dimensional object, two dimensional object, three dimensional object. If one dimension is very large in comparison to other two dimensions, so that is called one dimensional object, and these objects are known as line objects. If the two dimensions are very large in comparison of third one, so that object may be treated as two dimensional object. So that will be surface body or surface charge. And if three dimensions are finite, then that should be 3D. We are discussing number one dimensional object. So if the charge is distributed over a straight wire, the length of the wire is very large in comparison to cross section, that's why it is 1D object. It may be treated as 1D object. Or over the circumference of circle, then the distribution is called linear charge distribution. Now its charge density should be equal to Q by L, right? Q is charge and L is length. It may be written as dq by dl. If we take a small segment of the line object dl and its charge is dq, then it may be treated it may be taken as dq by dl is equal to lambda. Now what is the unit of this? Coulomb per meter, right? Now we can calculate the charge by integrating lambda with respect to dl. Similarly, in 2D object, the charge is distributed over the surface of a object, right? So it should called as surface charge distribution, right? Now surface charge density, we should divide the charge by the surface area, right? So Q by S is equal to sigma. It may be written as dq by ds. So its units will be, SI unit will be Coulomb per meter square. In 3D objects, the charge distributed in entire volume of the object, so it is called volume charge distribution, and its charge density should be Q by volume or dq by dv. dv is volume, small volume, and dq is charge at that volume. Its unit should be Coulomb per meter cube, right? So these are the three charge density: line charge density, surface charge density, and volume charge density, right? Now if we calculate the charge, so we should integrate it with respect to volume. Volume has three dimensions: length, breadth, and thickness. So it should be, there should be triple integration, and in physics triple integration is known as volume integral, right? So this is all about today's topic. Now this is the assignment related to force due to group of charges. You have to calculate, you have to solve this question. 2-point electric charges of value Q and Q are kept at a distance 1 meter apart from each other in air. A third charge Q is to be kept along the same line in such a way that the net force acting on all three charges is 0. Find the position, nature, and magnitude of third charge in terms of capital Q, right? So this is your assignment, and this question asked in CBSE board examination, right? Thank you very much.